Hi. I'm a drug addict. My name's Gareth. And I am incredibly nervous and quite tired. I flew in last night from the Cape and spent half the night up talking, which was great. And so I had a dead bull for breakfast. And I'm feeling quite revved and pretty anxious. It's amazing to see the sea of faces. I'll just try to keep my head in the mic. It's amazing to see all these amazing people and sea of faces. I haven't lived in South Africa for 5 years, and I'm astonished at how NA has boomed, blossomed, and grown. And that's due to the efforts of a number of people who are here today and some people who aren't here today. The people that aren't here today, I guess, are for a multitude of different reasons. Some are back out there, some are dead, and some are at those other beautiful places, jails and institutions. In particular, Jeremy K, Peter O, the most lovable rogue I ever met, Russell Yu. There's a bunch of good people who aren't here today. It's great to see Joel, Herman, some of the old people. Tessa, how are you? My God, I didn't see you there. And it's been an amazing journey. It's been an amazing adventure. I still sometimes am struck with a sense of awe as to how I wake up sucking oxygen in the morning, you know. It had very little to do with me. Also, I wanted to say thanks very much to the likes of Mark and Cheryl. I think they've had an amazing hand in not only documenting how this thing began and what's happened, and also pushing service structures and NA growing and developing as a whole. And I think that that's astonishing. I'm not sure if you guys all know some of the exciting stuff that's going on. There's Radio Anonymous at 12 o'clock on Mondays on Help Me Out Here Radio 2000. Yes. What a country. There are billboards. There's PI. We're going to have a nationwide phone number for NA. There's a bunch of great stuff going on. I was first introduced to NA in 1989 in a treatment center. There were two guys that came by and ran a group there on a Wednesday night. They were called Doug and Bruce. And there was another guy who seemed to work part-time at the treatment center. His name was Faisal. He worked for a guy called Dr. Sylvian de Miranda, who ran 2 treatment centers. He was billed as the foremost authority on addiction treatment in the country. He's now dead, and I'm still sucking oxygen, which is not how he thought it would pan out. The first meeting I went to, I was encouraged to go. I was 18 years old, and I got dropped there by my parents because they knew, and they were told by the powers that be that this is a good place for me to be going to. So it was on a Thursday night at 7:30 or 7 p.m. in Palace Buildings, Pritchard Street in Commissioner Street. Palace Buildings was on the 6th floor, the Sanka branch there. And it was run by Faisal and Andy C. And it's a real shame that Faisal's not here today. He was an amazing role model. It was astonishing. At first I didn't believe he must have had like five or 6 years clean at that time. And I didn't believe him. I thought, you've got to be having a tot of whiskey at night, you know, drop a cap for Christmas, something for Easter, something on your birthday. You've got to be doing something somewhere. There's no way you're totally 100% clean. And he was. The last time I saw him was in Eastgate in maybe 95, 96, and he had different coloured socks on, and he didn't look too good. And that's it's really sad how some of us don't make it and some do. So anyway, Doug and Bruce had an amazing impact on my life. The Halfway House group of Alcoholics Anonymous that I still think's the best AA group in town. And I know it's NA Light, and don't fucking tar and feather me and run me out of town. Yeah, it's not the real deal. It's NA Light, AA. But I kind of see AA as the mothership in some ways. The other thing that fucking astonishes me about these rooms, and I was at a convention, NA, by the way, which is good, in Orlando about a year ago, and I saw this big sticker on the wall, and it said, "Profanity is not a sign of spiritual growth." I thought, fuck that. The Halfway House group of AA was the first group in the country that I knew that accepted duly addicted people. you were fine. You could introduce yourself as an overeater, sex and love addict, gamblers, whatever you were into, they would welcome you. In fact, they just loved me, unconditionally accepted me, whatever was going on. I could say, I want to marry a zebra on the weekend and I want you to be my best man. He'd say, that's all fine and dandy. Should I wear like a giraffe tie? Or is there something special attire I should come with? You know, just fucking loved and adored me. It was just astonishing. They really loved me well again. Of course, I thought that the guy who was doing this for me, his name was Doug. He's like 130 keys, has hands like spades and a beard like a bush, and, you know, a real man's man, but he's a beautiful heart, amazing guy. Of course, I thought he was a closet homosexual that wanted to get it on. You know, the wife and kids were just a front. But Doug was an amazing influence. What else is true? Early days, is that what I'm supposed to be speaking about? Janet's keys in the air and all that kind of crap's absolute bullshit. I don't know what she's on about. Jeremy and I did not put a newcomer in the boot. Yeah, we didn't take him to a meeting. We've had some amazing experiences. The best years of my existence have been the time I've been clean. I'm 35 years old, 13 years clean and crazy. Sorry, clean and sober. And it's just been astonishingly good. It's been amazing. I've worked for the UN. I have run treatment centers on 2 different continents. It's just been the most amazing journey, and it wouldn't have been possible without you guys. I know there's stuff I'm missing about the early days. There's so much. There's no way I'm going to get it all in. Oh, yes. Joanne said a number of things that struck me. One was that there was this gentleman in NA who had heard her story and shared it with other people in the rooms. I'm really upset that I didn't get to hear anything. And if anybody knows, please come and tell me, or Joanne's going to have to tell me herself, because I'm gutted. I'm really, I'm dying to hear this. The other thing was that it says in our preamble, we're under no surveillance at any time. I normally like to tag in there, paraphrase and rewrite this stuff, because, I think I can, to the best of our knowledge. Because I look around the room and I think you're all okay, but I'm not entirely sure. The one night, Thursday, NA in the Brow, which is always kind of an exciting meeting. I was at a meeting in Miami last year, and this, I think it was Cuban, pulled a handgun and ran around the room waving the fucking, pointing it at people. I just knew I'd be back. What beautiful. It was a really exciting night. What was I? Some of you will follow and some of you won't. I tend to run down 3 or 4 paths at the same time, and some of the paths I'll finish and some of them I won't. Where? Thursday night. Oh, yes, there were 2 policemen. They were blatantly policemen. They smelled like policemen. Everything about them read policemen. And so, to the best of our knowledge, we're not at surveillance at any time. The initial meeting in 1989, I know there was some sort of legal peramblings. There was some sort of, we weren't legally allowed to congregate, or there was something going on. I'm not sure what it was about, and I didn't really care. It was a great place for me to, my folks and everybody suggested and knew it would be a good deal for me. I knew it would be a good place to find some mentors and score and shoot up in the bathroom and do all the other stuff that I was supposed to be doing, I'd kind of say, thanks, Mom and Dad, and I'm inside the building and push the lift and wait for them to go, and I could bullet off again, So the early days of the meetings, I kind of tended to come 5 minutes late and leave 5 minutes early was the best case scenario, because then you never really got to meet anyone or had to share or kind of engage with people, which was really hard. Joanne reminded me of something that in the early days amongst those people, there was never a harsh word spoken amongst us. There was never a harsh word. We never screamed at each other. If there was any disagreement, it was lovingly worked out. Seriously. Really. I never heard or witnessed or was part of any harsh words amongst each other. The initial ASCs, or intergroups as they were called, were primarily held at Larry, Janet's, and Herman's house, and they cater like superheroes. I want you to know it was beautiful. It was really good. What else is there? I'm going to keep coming back and sharing some time with you people. Thank you. Thanks for having me.